Hello, everyone. This is Thomas Pepin NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin, and let's talk about the NHL. Today we are having a look at top player salary statistics. I believe I said yesterday I was going to continue um, what I had been doing previously, which I can't even remember on the spot what that was. Um, but what was it? So we were doing age, so contract timing and duration. And we're breaking it up by the different tiers that I established. So there were the percentiles and then the tiers, which is a grouping of percentiles. Um, Anyways, we were going to do the next grouping, and I decided instead I'm actually going to switch over and do salary statistics because I already have done the timing and duration for top players and goalies. And so what I'm going to do is finish um, the information we need to gather for top players, and then I'll do the next group with the salaries, then the next group with the salaries, and so on. Um, so that's the new plan. Uh, I was, as you can tell, working on the plan for the next streams coming up, and it looks like in total the series is going to be somewhere around 20 parts. My first estimate was 15-ish, but it looks like it's going to be 20 plus because it's 20 already, and I haven't even finished, I think, covering everything I wanted to. It's close, but yeah. So working on finishing up the full plan of everything I'm going to cover. But as you can see from what I chose to work on today, it's still a work in progress trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do and the sequence. So for today, we are going to look at the same time frame that we were looking at previously, which I think was 2013-14 to 2018-19. We're going to take the salaries for each year, filter by the tiers that I established. So it's the top 4 percentiles the top grouping, which is the top 4 tiers or different percentiles that I established. And we're going to take all the salaries from all the years, and then we're going to figure out averages and things like that. So that's the plan. Data is coming from CapFriendly. And as always, I don't have things prepared except for the subjects, so everything's done on the spot. It's also not a bad thing because you can see how the sausage is made, so to speak. And so gonna get working on it here. So just bear with me to get things pulled up, and then I'll be able to share screen and show you guys. So just bear with me here. Okay, so we want active players. Actually, I think I might be able to show you screen already. Give me a sec. We want that. Okay, so I think I can. And if I can correctly set up the filters, I shouldn't have to go through all the headaches that I went through before. So I need to get rid of clauses. expiration status. We don't want goalie stats. Position, handed, do we even need those? Handed, no. Team, sure. Age, do I need age? I might as well, because I might use that again. No. Signing date. So, sorry, we want length. We only want cap hit. Extension clauses, bonuses, arbitration. Age at signing. I might use that. I'm just gonna do the results and see how this shows up. No. So we don't want signing date. Let's do expiration year. Type, signing status, salary. That looks good. We want the stats from, we're gonna do, oh shoot, it doesn't have that year. That sucks. Okay, well, it's gonna have to be a 3-year time frame. Makes it take less time, but just the data is not gonna be as good. General settings, season. Let me try something here. Does it change? No, it doesn't. If I do auto, what's that gonna do? Nope. 16, 17. Active players, sort by cap hit, descending. Sure. We want forwards. Two-handed status. Arbitration, fine. Contract type. Signing status. We want one way. expiration year, arbitration clause type. Fine. Yeah, and so the reason I chose one way is because I want to get rid of all those entry level contracts where it's misleading the contract value. Because then theoretically, somebody in the top tier could be at the league minimum salary kind of thing, and it's not. It'll make the range way too broad because it's just not realistic. Somebody at a league minimum salary is not going to be producing at the same as the top tier of players. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's why that filter there. And then we want to filter by the tier here, which is, oh yeah, minimum 20 games. Goals is 12. Oh, wait. So we want... Do we want to just do the top tier separately? Good question. Because I did it for here. Oh, and I'm looking at defense anyway, so I gotta change. I'm glad I. So it's 34 goals. Yeah, I probably should just do top tier separately. We want copy. Okay. Copy. Where did that go? We want that here. So yeah, we will do top tier by itself as well. Okay, so back to here, we want 34 goals, we want 50 assists, we want 80 points, and that should be it. Well, it looks like this is going to be pretty quick. We want that. Forwards 1. That looks fine, I think. Then we want 2017-18. Update. See, yeah, it's when you take out some of the filters, it actually properly gets posted, so that's good. Okay, and then we want 18, 19. Update. Good. Sweet. Now do I go through forwards first? Yeah, I might as well. All right, and so we wanted max. Actually, we'll do min, max, average, min, max. So sum we want to move this okay, so we want sum divided by data points. We want min. Oh shoot. Min. We want max. And then give me one sec. I think those were the pieces of data I wanted, but just want to double check. So I wanted, I wanted how much and how long. So one sec here. So I think we can just drag those over. No, I can't. P. That is number. These I can move over, I think. Delete that. Same formatting. So that's min, max. Okay. Now I think that's done. So quick results, because we're just looking at the top top players are players in the top tier. So when we filter to that level of performance, there are 18 players in that tier. Now it does have repeats of players, but that's okay because we want to figure out on a yearly basis what these on a yearly basis. No, we want so it's on a yearly basis the people that meet the requirements and then the average of those players, essentially as if they were different players. So anyways, it makes sense. So the average contract length for these top performing players is 7.56 years. The min is, I should make this bigger, shouldn't I? So you can see it. The minimum length is 3 years. The maximum length was 12. The average cap hit was basically 8 million. Minimum was 4.77 and max was 12.5. So that kind of gives you a range of duration. Range and average duration and cap hit for the top performing players. So that's that. And then we will we'll just go over to defense. So we want that. We need to change to defense. We want the earliest season is 2016-17. I think that should be good. The stats. So defense was games played 20, 12 goals, 36 assists, 45 points. That should be good. There we go. Okay, we can copy those. Good, and then now we want '17-18, 17-18. What happened there? Oh, it's because there's no current team for him. That's okay. And then we want 18, 19. Good. Now we want AVG min max. Cool, so we want sum divided by data points. We want min we want max we want sum divided by data points, and I can scoot that over. Oops. Delete those. Then translate that. Cool, so that's done too. And I'll show you the results here. So we have of the top tier of defensemen, the average salary is 5.5 million. The minimum is 1.2, maximum 9. So again, I'll go over summary conclusions at the end, but you can clearly tell it is not unreasonable to pay a defenseman dramatically lower than forwards. Again, we'll revisit that, but something that's pretty clear there. Now, same for contract duration. Average is 5.86 years. Min is 1 year, maximum 8 years. So a lot more flexibility for defensemen, even at the high end of performance. So we're done that. And then we can move over to actually, I might as well just stay on defense because we're already filtered for defense, and we'll switch back to forwards. Okay, organize that. Then we want the other tier. So we want the top 2 tiers, which are 8 goals, 25 assists, and 33 points. And then filter to the earliest year. Get the results. And there's a lot more here. But still, thankfully, moving over the data is going to be pretty easy. So, okay. Resize. Oh, that's why. Undo that. 1, 2, 3. Now resize. Okay, year 1. Then we want year 2. Good. And now year 3. 18, 19. Cool. All right, so resize that again. It's good. We want average, min, max. So we need sum divided by data points. We want min. Oops. Oops, what did I do? Good. Max. Good. Then move those over. Then we want sum divided by data points. We want 2 decimal points and there we go. Okay, so now we can have a look. So of the top 2 tiers of defensemen, so that's the first and second best defenseman on a team, based on the tiers that I established there. The average salary is 5.37 million, minimum is 1, maximum is 9. Average duration of the salary is 5.88, minimum is 1 year, maximum is 14 years. Jeez. I keep forgetting about the old CBAs. Those things were nuts. So there you go. That's that. And then it looks like it's going to be a relatively quick stream. Now I just need to do forwards in the top 4 tiers. And so that is we want forwards, one way, 16, 17, 16, 17, and then we want 20 goals, 26 assists, and 47 points. Filter. Good. And I don't need that. Alright, so that's the first of 3 years. And we want 17, 18. Update. No way, on a league minimum salary, Marchessault had 27 goals, 75 points. That's crazy. Or I think it's league minimum. It's in all likelihood it is, but jeez. Okay, that's that. And then we want 18, 19. And then we're done. Cool. Okay, so let's just make sure the spacing's good. Then we want AVG, min, max. We want sum divided by data points. Resize this. Then we want min and max. Huh? Why is that not displaying the same? There it is. That's weird. Then we can move those over. Delete that. We want sum divided by data points. We want 2 decimal points. Et voila. That was way faster than I was thinking it could have taken. So now taking the top 4 tiers, making the one group of the top players, the average salary for them was 5.96 million. Minimum was, I think that's the league minimum salary, 750,000, and maximum 12.5 million. So quite broad once you broaden the performance expectations. In effect, that is likely because unexpected performers. Now, one thing I will do is organize by cap hit. We're going to do ascending or descending. We'll do descending. So yeah, guys like Yanni Gord, Marchessault, Carlson, some outstanding performance here. So that's, I think, games played, goals, assists, points. Actually, I should do that too. One sec. Oops. Freeze first row. Freeze first row. Where were we? We were here. Now it'll show up better. So again, we have well, as little as 750,000, but $1 million, or for $1 million, you could get 43 goals, 78 points. I mean, that's kind of an anomaly, but still 27 goals, 75 points. It's pretty darn good for 750,000 there. And then, so generally speaking, you've got not too many people in the $2 million range, and then you start to go up and it's more consistent as you get towards the top. But still, you pretty much have good performance at a whole bunch of different dollar figures, at 6 million and change, at 5 million, and they're all within that performance range. 4 million, 3 million. Like, I mean, there's lots of options to get good performance at low dollar figures. So how you get those, that's another story. But in any case, so that covers the data, and I'm just gonna discuss it a little bit. So at the high end for forwards, You've already seen these results here, but it looks like both the players and so their agents and the GMs typically know when a player is going to perform well. But even that being said, they don't know with certainty the potential that a player is going to have. So a great example here. So 4.77 million was Kucherov's salary back in, don't know what year that was in particular, but in any case, so you could conceivably get players at decent values here, like even so $6 million for Taylor Hall, 39 goals, 93 points. What else is there? Let's organize these by cap hit descending. So you have Barkov, 35 goals, 96 points, and he was making 5.9 million. So the whole thing is basically you can find and sign players at good values. You don't necessarily have to sign them for crazy amounts. Now, these, again, it could have been the performance happened where their previous years were around the value of their contract, and then all of a sudden they leaped into better performance. But still, if you time things right, is what I would argue, you could probably get really good value for certain contracts. So it shows even on the high end, there's the ability to get good value contracts. And then moving to the top 4 tiers that I established of forwards, again, you can get really good value. So, I forgot to comment on contract duration. So you could even get 3 years at low dollar figures. I mean, the 15-year contract, is that right? No, that's not right. Oh, shoot, that's why. Oh, my bad. Give me a second because it changed the reference cell. I gotta change the way this is organized then. Why is that not showing? Does that make it correct? Good. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Just bear with me a moment here. Sort by sending number and move that away. Good. I didn't organize those, so that's easy to fix, and I didn't organize those, so that's easy to fix. Okay, so my bad. Give me a sec here now to readjust. We want descending cap hit. There we go. So anyways, like I was saying there, contract length even, you have some flexibility. So so you can have contracts as low as 3 years in duration, and the maximum was 12. So you can theoretically get good value contracts for even short durations. And then the same thing like we saw with the top 4 tiers, you can spend essentially as little as the league minimum and still get crazy high performance. Where was that? Give me one sec here. Descending by cap hit. There we go. So yeah, you can get some guys at $750,000, $2 million, and still get really good performance out of them. And as little as 1 year, and as high as 13 years, but that's no longer possible. But so still, like, even the average is 6 years essentially, which means you don't even have to sign them necessarily for 8 years to get somebody locked up that's a good player. So anyways, so just some different ranges to consider. If we have a look at defense, give me a sec to order by cap hit. So for top defensemen, you can even get them for as cheap as 1.2 million. Again, in this case, Eric Gustafsson might not have anticipated it, so sometimes it's just going to be luck. But other guys like maybe Justin Schultz here, maybe you should have been able to anticipate that his performance was good, because to be honest, he has had pretty good years prior. 1.4 million, really inexpensive for a decent performing defenseman. So so same thing with even high-end defensemen. It's a possibility to get people at lower dollar figures if you can find them or negotiate a good contract. And then same thing for durations here. Average of 6 years. So forwards was skewed higher, so 7.5. Whereas with high-end defensemen, it was 6 million. 6 million. 6 years you could even get a defenseman for. So that's not even the max. You got lots of flexibility on contracts for defensemen, even potentially at least. And so, I mean, if you're getting similar performance and you could pay 1.2 million versus 9 million, it means that there's a whole range of possibilities, from negotiations, player selection, whole bunch of different things. So it's not as clear that you need to necessarily do 8 years and the max market value for a defenseman or forward for that matter. But now moving over to the top 2 tiers, so the top 2 defensemen, descending by cap hit. And so because this broadens the range of expectations, which means the potential contracts, I mean, as little as $1 million that Dallas had Colin Miller for, and you're getting outstanding value out of that contract, obviously. And so the average still is around 6 years. The max was 14, but that's back when things were crazy, before they changed. And so, I mean, the average salary, $5.37 million for a top 2 defenseman, approximately. That's pretty reasonable. And so, as I've argued previously, these teams spending $9 million on a defenseman, I just can't rationalize it and then this is a great example where the average is 5.37. So how does that make any sense? Now, again, this is skewed slightly lower from the time frame. So because this is from, what was it? 2016-17 up to 2018-19. So it skews lower because of technically deflation going back to historic salaries, but it's also skewed higher because the performance expectations that I set in the beginning are the higher end from the 3 seasons I looked at. So essentially, this should still be representative of what you could pay for a defenseman. So top 2 defensemen, each of them approximately at 5.37. It's pretty cheap, so you can get a lot. Whereas, I mean, even for forwards, switching back over here, a top 4 forward you can get at 5.96 million. So instead of paying 12.5 million for one, you could get 3 for almost the same kind of, well, no, it's more like 2 for the same kind of money, and then in theory the total performance is going to be greater, and also the performance is spread between 2 players, which makes it harder for another team to defend, which means that you're probably going to be able to more consistently perform at a higher level. So anyways, just some arguments there, a bit about the conclusions. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. So once again, thanks for tuning in. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. Otherwise, you can have a look at my channel homepage. It'll tell you the upcoming schedule. Should be 2 p.m. Eastern daily, except for Sundays. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments. And that should be it. So we're off tomorrow, and then Monday we are going to continue with player contract duration for the second grouping of forwards. So that's going to be forwards, 4 to 8. So anyways, so that's it, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday.